We recently took a look at the Asus Zenbook Pro 14 Duo, and that is an amazing laptop. But today we have something perhaps a little more sensible, and it's also our first experience with Intel 12th Gen P series. This is the Asus Zenbook 14 OLED, and well, let's take a look at it. Now, with it being part of the new Zenbook lineup for 2022, it's got a refreshed look and it's quite the stunner. It's really simple, really clean, and this new Ponder Blue color that's also available on other Zenbooks just looks really stunning. The other big difference is the lack of an Asus text on the lid. Instead, this has been replaced with an enlarged version of their new monogram logo that takes the A in Asus and transforms it into a minimalistic arrow. It still actually does have the Asus text on the lid, mind you, just tucked away in the corner and hiding in plain sight. The new chassis is also going to come in pretty thin at just under 17mm and will weigh about 1.4 kilograms. But of course, not only is the design great, but the display as well. Just like on the previous Zenbook 14X OLED, you're getting a 14-inch OLED display that's high in resolution with a great refresh rate as well. So it's a 14-inch OLED with a resolution of 2880 by 1800 in a 16:10 aspect ratio, 90Hz refresh rate, 100% DCI-P3 with 10-bit color, up to 600 nits in peak brightness, HDR True Black 600, and is Pantone validated. Needless to say, it's a fantastic display and OLED is just downright awesome. You not only get really vibrant colors, but accurate colors, and the blacks are truly deep and dark. If you're someone who's into HDR content, this is by far one of the best experiences you can get on the laptop. Not to mention, it runs at 90Hz as well, which makes it really enjoyable for some light gaming too. More on that later. As for the webcam, this is definitely the weak point of this laptop. It's only 720p, so the image quality isn't fantastic, although definitely still usable, but more importantly, there isn't any support for facial recognition via Windows Hello, so that's a little bit of well let down. You do, however, get a fingerprint reader on the power button itself, so all is not lost. Speaking of which, the keyboard and trackpad are really similar to before, or pretty much downright the same, which also means it's still as great as ever. The keys are large, the font use is simplistic and nice, and I generally had a great experience typing for hours or more without much issues. The trackpad is also really large and your fingers will glide smoothly without hiccups. It also does feature the Asus Numpad 2.0, which is basically a digital numpad built right on the touchpad itself. As for the speakers, I would say that it's generally a great improvement over previous generation Zenbooks as far as I can remember, and it's mostly thanks to the new Smart Amp. They are now slightly louder, but they don't even distort even at max volume. It's still not the best and the low end is definitely lacking, but for just listening to music or even playing casual games, it's more than adequate. Battery life is also a point of consideration for this very laptop. With that 75Wh battery, you can expect about 8 to 9 hours of battery life, which can easily get you through a day of work without plugging it in. Additionally, it supports fast charging, where you can charge it up to 60% from zero in just about 15 minutes. And of course, since it uses Type-C, you can use any other Type-C charger or power bank in a pinch. In total, you do get a single USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-A port, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, HDMI 2.0B, 3.5mm combo, and a micro SD card reader. But we now come to what's most interesting, at least for me. This features the latest Intel 12th Gen Core i7-1260p, along with 16GB of RAM and 512GB of PCIe 4.0 SSD storage. As with all 12th Gen chips, this new chip also utilizes the new hybrid architecture, of which this has 4 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores, for a total of 12 cores and 16 threads. So let's see how this performs, starting with Cinebench R23. We tested in both the standard and performance fan profiles, and we've got to say that the new Core i7-1260p is a definite improvement over the previous Core i7-1195G7. It's anywhere from a 25 to 40% improvement depending on the laptop. For DaVinci Resolve, it's honestly not too bad. While it does still take quite a while to render a 1080p project, we did notice slightly less hiccups while editing itself, especially when scrubbing through the timelines and more. If you're planning to work with 4K projects, however, this is still not it. Goes without saying that we played some games as well, and it was actually quite a nice surprise. Utilizing just the Iris Xe graphics on that Core i7-1260p, we were able to get decent frame rates at 1080p medium settings across some popular game titles. Especially enjoyable was Valorant, which ran flawlessly with high frame rates, no less. turn it up to native resolution and things definitely take a hit. Though surprisingly, Valorant still played like a charm. Goes to show how easy it is to run Valorant, I guess. As for thermals, you needn't worry. On the performance fan profile and playing a more demanding game like Genshin, the Core i7 will draw up to about 30 watts or so and hover in the mid 80 degrees Celsius for the most part. Fan noise is also well within reason. So we've covered pretty much everything about this laptop, and honestly, we've just gotta say that it's been a solid experience. It has a beautiful design, it's got a great OLED display, it's lightweight with good battery life, and you're getting solid performance with that Core i7 1260p. Not to mention, you can even game a bit, especially with Valorant. Moreover, it's actually pretty affordable as well. For this exact configuration, it'll set you back just about 1900 Singapore dollars or about 1350 US dollars thereabouts. For the price, it really does offer quite a lot, especially for this category of laptops, and you get OLED, no less. So this would be our honest opinion. If you're living anywhere near a major electronics store and this is on display and you're looking for such a laptop, definitely go down and check it out. We are sure it'll be worth your time. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section down below. If you'd like to, do check out the affiliate links in the description as well. If you do, thanks for the support. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Till the next one. See ya!